It's been over 3 years since the first major blog post delay from the devs at Hytale. This is nothing new for fans of Hytale, who've been waiting ever since 2019 for the first beta release of the game. For all these setbacks, you would think that Hytale as a game would be completely dead. No community would even want to thrive around such a game that has so many broken promises. But surprisingly, almost 7 years after that initial trailer has released, Hytale still has a small community hoping and waiting every single day for a beta release announcement. But also, ever since that 2021 announcement, hope has grown grim for a release of beta Hytale. We were promised earliest 2023, and it's into 2024 now. Many people have simply just given up on Hytale, thinking it's just one of those games that happened to go really popular in the beginning with over 60 million views on their announcement trailer. However, I'm here today to tell you that Hytale is very close to being done. There's been new developments on Hytale, and I want to go over them today to possibly see where did Hytale go wrong and what's to come for the future of Hytale. On June 17th, 2024, their summer 2024 technical explainer came out. In 2021, Hytale re-announced that they would be changing their game engine. No longer would this be a PC game, rather it would be an all-platform inclusive game. Now this has worked in the past. I mean, look at Minecraft for example. You had it on all consoles, PC, and even mobile back in the day. And I think what Hytale's trying to do is replicate that. They want an edition of their game that can work on every single platform, and they don't want to screw it up like Minecraft did with Bedrock Edition. But in doing that, they also have to spend way more time developing the game. In the blog post, they mentioned there were many reasons for making this change. However, we wanted to ensure we could release the game across multiple platforms. We wanted to improve our performance when targeting lower spec devices, and we wanted to build a core engine that was robust enough that would be able to patch and maintain the game into the future. Hytale is not just a game, it's a game engine. It's similar to Roblox in the way that it's not just a game like Minecraft where you have to work around the mechanics of it. You can make it into anything that you want. But in the process of that, that's put Hytale into development hell. 30virus talked about this over 3 years ago, and it's exactly what has happened to the development process of Hytale. They've wanted to continually make the game better, set the bar higher, but the problem is, in doing that, they've made so many broken promises. We were promised a 2019 beta after the 2018 trailer release. However, that 2019 beta got pushed back to 2019. Then, well, 2020 happened, and then the whole coronavirus pandemic pushed that date back even further. But in that process, they wanted to set the bar higher. No longer was it just a PC game, but they wanted to make all platforms. And all platforms is an extremely hard thing to do, because not only do you have to code in Java, you also have to code in C++ and in all console codec forms, as well as mobile coding. And all of that, just for a first release game, is extremely hard to nail. And the thing is, the Hytale team from the outside in their blog posts has looked at no more than making this the perfect game possible. But I want to get back to the point of the game being in development hell. Basically, the idea of development hell I took from 30virus's video, and essentially what it boils down to is a game that constantly wants to strive to do better, yet they're always falling behind on release dates and other things. This basically comes down to the fact that Hytale wants to be good, and we see this in their winter update. In the first half of 2021, we identified that we need to redevelop Hytale's tech fundamentals in order to deliver a game that meets expectations of players and creators. After a period of investigation, we've committed to building a new custom game engine and brought a development partner to help us do so. I think one of Hytale's biggest icks or flaws is the fact that they didn't release it earlier and continue to build onto it. We've seen games before like Roblox that started off pretty bad in the beginning but then built on it. And even Fortnite, for example, I mean, with its cross-platform capabilities, they pushed out an entire cross-platform stance in a year when originally it was only developed for PC. We saw PC in 2017, then consoles late 2017, early 2018, Switch in 2018, and then mobile by mid 2018. A lot of people have been waiting on Hytale's release 2 forever at this point. Some of us have been around since 2018, while others hopped on the bandwagon in 2019 and 2020. Many dramas, laughs, and faults have been had with this entire game, but one comment stuck out to me under a video that I was watching about a Hytale director update. The real Hytale is the friends that we've made along the way, and I've started to think more and more as Hytale's release dates keep getting pushed back and more videos just like this one have been made. I honestly start to think that that statement in itself is true. The pre-release Hytale community has been consistent at making sure that every little update and every little blog post has been mentioned, and discussions around the game, while have grown grim in the past few years, have still remained consistent every time a new update or even theory has come out. And I think personally, this is the kind of community that Hytale has harbored. It's a community that, while yes, is still kind of unhopeful in certain areas, it's also very hopeful that one day, even maybe possibly after GTA 6, that we might get this game. And one of the things that I think Hytale will have is that pre-game hype. Even though it's been almost 6 years since the announcement trailer in 2018, I still think that Hytale as a game is still going to do extremely well. It may be a Minecraft Legends case, or it may not be. It may be a game engine like Gary's mod that even does good 15 years after release. Hytale's lead developers said in 2023 that 2024 would be the year of more consistent blog updates, but 2024 was also promised in 2021 through 2022's blog posts that it would be the year of a release at the latest. We're now in 2024, and at this point there are no new signs from developers or anyone of a Hytale release date, and to be honest, I think this is a good thing. From Hytale's perspective, they've already given multiple promised release dates of betas, not actual release dates by the way, these are just beta testings, and offered signups, yet they've fallen short many a times on these promises. And I think until Hytale does decide that they want to perfect their game and make it better to the point where they want to have everybody, like the Minecraft Better Together update, they need to spend more time on their game. And that, from a Hytale player that has been waiting forever for this game to come out, is pretty damning. I want this game to come out along with the rest of the community so bad. I think this game would absolutely be perfect. I think it would be one of the best games that's ever come out in a long time and give content for me and other people for many years to come. But I know at this point, if we keep begging for a release date, they're gonna be pressured in more and more into making this game better as they see the standards for players are rising further and further. And as that, I have to say as a community myself here that, well, we need to stop wanting the release date. And I know that that sounds just horrible to say out loud, but the more and more we pressure for a release date and the more and more we pressure for updates, the more pressure we put on the Hytale team themselves. And I know that as a player of many games who've wanted them to release badly, such as, for example, the new Farming Simulator, we still don't know when that's going to come out. I know that my audience isn't geared towards that type of game, but I am. I still want to know about that. But I know the more and more I ask and the more and more I'll get disappointed when the game itself doesn't release or I get updates about it. It's the same boat I am with Hytale. I know the game most likely won't release even for a few more years, meaning it might even be a decade after the announcement trailer launches, but I'll still be there, and I'll be there the day that it comes available, I guess, on the Steam store or wherever I have to buy it, or even just for the beta launch. The last thing I want to talk about before I end this video is the future for Hytale. I think personally we should see a game release date here soon. I'm not going to say when, because I personally don't know. I mean, if I knew, I would tell you guys. But one thing that I remain hopeful for is that Hytale does have pretty much everything going its way right now. They moved their game over to C++ to make it better for everybody. They've got Riot Games funding them. They've got all the developers they could ever want for a project like this. And I think one thing that, very much elevated the expectations was their massive amount of hype on the beta trailer. And I think personally, as a community, all I can say is that Hytale, for right now, it may still be a pipe dream, but one day it will come. But anyways, that's all for me today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Give me some of your thoughts down on what Hytale might be, or even just what you might think a release date will have. Will it come after GTA 6? And what your thoughts are on the future of Hytale. But that's all for me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.